Good morning. Truth bomb coming through today from a car park because I said I'd do it at 9:15. It's 9:15, so wherever I am, I've got to do it. So just wait a moment. I'm going to trust that we're going to get enough video. What am I saying? Coverage. Here we go. So Donna Mills is on fab because we're going to answer this question, Donna. So instead of dicking around and taking too long, the truth bomb that we're going to bust through today, the question was, and I'm kind of just restating it as I remember it, is doing too many spin classes going to make my legs big? Now, this is a really, really great question, and I think this goes deeper into what women have been led to believe about exercising and training and going to the gym, and that you'll end up looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight, which is bullshit, because it doesn't. Things don't happen overnight. As you know, we don't put on weight dramatically overnight, and we don't take it off dramatically overnight. So in terms of talking about will my legs get bigger from doing too many spin classes, the answer clearly and simply is no. And the reason why is because when you are doing the spin classes, you're burning energy, you're burning fat in order to create the energy. Over time, the more consistent you are, is going to burn more and more of those fat cells. So what you're certainly doing is building or using muscle and toning muscle, which means that from a once saggy kind of thigh muscle is going to tone up. Now, tone up is really just building muscle. Building muscle, please remove any emotional attachment to it. This is not a bad thing. And as I'm saying this, you will not build big muscle unless you are doing the things in order to create that, which means increasing your food, taking care of your protein intake and your macro intake. Now, certainly you can build muscle without having to count calories, a whole nother conversation. But you will be doing specific actions in order to create that outcome. Now, if you're not doing those actions, you're not going to get big. You're pretty much just going to continue to burn fat. The fear that comes from women in terms of thinking that their leg muscles are going to get big is because we relate it to seeing the cyclists that are the Olympic sprinting cyclists, etc. So when you see them on TV, of course you are led to believe that if you do lots of cycling or spin sessions, that your legs will end up looking like theirs. But you need to remember that those cyclists they're training long hours every day in the purpose of winning their event. So I really wish I could remember her name, but the Olympic cyclist for Australia, she has big legs. But if you have a look at the sport that she does, she needs to have big legs because she's not an endurance rider like Tour de France. You have a look at Tour de France, they don't have big legs. They're pretty skinny people. So they're endurance riders. Whereas the woman I'm talking about, the Olympic cyclist, she's a sprinting rider. So she needs bigger muscles, bigger power, bigger output, lots quicker. So you going to a spin class a couple of times a week, and I'm going to average it out, probably be a couple of times a month, is not, you're not going to wake up and you've got like big Arnie legs. Like, it just will not happen. So stay focused. What might happen in terms of you getting big legs is in our brain we go, hey, I went to a spin class, I'm now in credit, I'm going to go and eat shit, I'm going to go and have wine, I'm going to relax myself on the weekend. Now what you're doing is you're burning off the fat to create energy, but then you're replenishing it with twice as much. So the fat has to go somewhere, which will go onto various parts of your body, generally your bum and your legs. Also dependent on your hormones, there's another whole conversation. So just because you are doing a spin class or you're training at the gym or you're doing some exercise doesn't mean that you should then think that you have credits in the bank and then you can go and eat twice as much. That really is I would ask the question of why you're fucking bothering going to exercise. With love, I'm saying that because you're using all of this effort and energy to get to the gym, and then you're counteracting it. So you're never going to get the result that you want because you're not staying consistent in alignment with the result that you want. So I trust that answers the question. We could go on for hours about all different sorts of exercise things. So if you do have a question that you want me to answer, a truth bomb that you want me to blow out of the water, please comment below or PM me. I have tons in my head, plus also some that I've received overnight since starting this. So please don't be afraid that any question is a dumb question. I want you to be able to ask it in a safe environment that's judgment-free, where we can, blast it out. You can get the real details and the real information in order to create the success you want, whether that be in your exercise, your food, your mindset, your career, your finances, your relationships. All of these things lead to an inspired woman, which is what all of you watching this are capable of doing, even those men, because you can help inspire other women. And if you'd want to find out some more about Inspired Woman, just PM me. Memberships are going to be open very shortly. I've just spent the morning connecting with a whole bunch of amazing women. They didn't think they were amazing, but they are, because I can see it. So the quality of women that are going to be a part of this in terms of creating change for ourselves and the rest of the women in our community is going to be massive. So Donna, yes, that's a really great point. If that's the problem for you, is that you eat too much of the wrong foods. My question would be, how badly or how intensely and why do you want a different outcome? When you can explore that, then you'll be able to hold yourself accountable, and then you'll look for the answers or the guidance in order to help educate you on the foods that you should be eating. If you want a hand or you want to have a conversation, just yell out. I do have an online nutrition coaching program, which I'm happy to tell you about, which will walk you through changing your mindset and your habits and behaviours around eating, which means that you can eat balanced food. You can understand why you're doing the behaviours you're doing and why you're self-sabotaging, and lead you towards having a positive relationship with food and your body. So, big love to you all. Thanks for joining. Next truth bomb, let me have a think about what it is. Pretty much my mind didn't stop racing all night while I was trying to sleep, so there's some stuff that's coming up. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.